Welcome to being a tenant with Jensen Properties. We're excited to have you as a resident in one of our units. We hope that this video will give you an introduction or a brief overview of what you can expect during your tenancy with Jensen Properties. We'll cover some things like how to pay rent, how to set up an online portal, how to submit maintenance requests, what to do if you have an emergency maintenance request or need, and some other basic housing rules. While this video will have some great useful information for you during your tenancy, we will always encourage you to read your lease that you signed. Please review that lease often. You'll be able to access it through your tenant portal online. First is moving in. You'll want to make sure that the total amount due is paid before you move in. This includes your security deposit and move-in funds, which is usually the first month's rent. And then also make sure that you have your utility account set up and your renter's insurance set up as well. You'll need to provide proof that you have your utilities set up through SDG&E or the other local company. And then you'll also need to make sure that you have your proof of insurance either sent to us or provided at move-in. As for your move-in funds, those have to be paid with certified funds, and that means either a cashier's check or a money order. When paying rent, remember that rent is always due on the 1st. There may be a grace period built into your lease, but please make sure that you realize that rent is always due on the 1st and then late after that grace period. Please check your lease to verify what that grace period is and how many days you might have. To pay rent, your online tenant portal will be the fastest, easiest, most convenient, and most secure way to pay. You'll need to go in, log into your tenant portal, and then put in your bank account information, and then it securely transfers the funds when you allow it. There's no way for us to access that information, so it's very secure and only viewable and accessible by you. You can also set up an auto pay system so that you pay your rent automatically from that same account every month. If you have any questions about setting up your online portal, please let us know. We will send you a link to activate the online portal, and there you'll be able to pay rent, submit maintenance requests, turn in your proof of insurance, and update your personal information. There will be a link in the description below that will take you to your online portal and the login page. We wanted to go over some of the basic house rules that we have for all of our properties. First, there is no smoking in any of our units or on any of our properties. Another question that we often get is about visitors and guests. Visitors and guests can come and stay at your unit for up to 14 calendar days within that year. If somebody wants to stay longer or needs to for any reason, please contact us and let us know. If we give you approval, that's fine. We just need to be aware of the guests that are staying in your unit. Another thing to keep in mind is to make sure that you keep your unit cleaned and well maintained. It will be a lot easier in the long run if you keep it clean and maintained so that there aren't any issues with pests, maintenance, or even at move out when you need to clean and get things ready to go. Another common question is about roommates or changing tenants. If you need to change tenants at all or somebody is moving in or out of your unit, please contact us. We need to make sure that they're also on the lease, or if they're moving out, that they're removed from the lease. This requires some additional addenda to the lease, so we'll need to get that all finalized and figured out before that happens. Just a reminder, please let us know if any of your contact information changes. That means if you get a new email address or phone number, please let us know so that we know how to get in touch with you. For emergency maintenance and urgent work orders, please contact us as soon as possible. We want to make sure we get on top of it. If your emergency has to do with fire, smoke, or gas, your best bet is to call 911 immediately. If it has to do with electrical or gas issues, it could be related to SDG&E, your electric and gas provider. For plumbing, water, and sewer emergencies, please call our office. If it's during business hours, we'll take care of it as soon as possible. And if it's after business hours, follow the emergency instructions and you'll be connected with the person that can help you. If you're experiencing an electrical or plumbing emergency, please shut off the breaker or turn off the water if possible. Please note that we might not be able to get to something immediately, but we will get to it as soon as possible. Sometimes those things might have to do with heat, AC, appliances, or clogged drains. If you're having issues with any of those things, we'll get on it as fast as we can and keep you in the loop. If you have a maintenance request that you need to submit, please go over a few things before you submit it to us. First, go to our website and look up some tips and videos of how you can resolve that issue on your own. Second, make sure you read over your lease and see if it's something that you're responsible for. Then, make sure that you use your tenant online portal to submit that maintenance request. Put as many details as you can so that we know exactly what the problem is, and then attach pictures if those will help. We want to get as much detailed information as possible so that we can address the issue as quickly as we can. Please take some time to watch some of our how-to and maintenance videos that we have on YouTube. One of the most common questions that we get from tenants during their tenancy is how they can prevent mold and mildew. To prevent mildew from appearing in your unit, you'll want to make sure you do a few things. First, make sure you clean regularly and use the proper cleaning supplies to do so. Second, you'll want to make sure that your home is well ventilated. You'll want to make sure that you're using vents, fans, or opening windows when you're showering or making food so that moisture doesn't accumulate in your unit. Also, make sure you open up your blinds and let as much sunlight in as you can so that it doesn't create a damp, dark environment for mildew to grow. If you do see mildew building up anywhere, you'll want to make sure you're using the proper cleaning supplies to clean it and wipe it up. Most of the time, surface mold or mildew will show up in various places due to lack of ventilation or too much humidity. If you're using something like a humidifier or taking extra hot showers, that will happen more often. If you're noticing surface mold or mildew continuing to come up in the same location, even after you clean it, please let us know. Also, if you notice any leaks or moisture that's excessive, we also need to know that. We want to make sure that we're keeping everything under control and taking care of it as soon as possible. Finally, when you find that your tenancy is going to come to an end, please give us a written 30-day notice so that we can provide you with more information about the move-out process and what is required. We want to make sure that we get everything prepped and that you're ready for the move-out procedures. If you still have questions after watching this video or reading over your lease, please feel free to reach out to your manager.